everyone, and happy Valentine's Day, as well as Vault weekend. So, of course, we got a couple things today, most notably, the Vault event weekend. I haven't really done much to grind yet, other than, like, some basic dailies, not all of them yet, though. But, yeah, that's about it. We'll go and do some paloozas, try to get some more verses, and, of course, if you haven't already claimed it, which I actually make sure to save it for this, there's still 6 more hours to grab the small little Valentine's Day reward, plus these 50 gems, as well as Celestial, and a small handful of other stuff. Mostly the 50 gems in the Celestial. But yeah, definitely make sure to go claim that today if you haven't already. Basically an extra tribute too. Beyond that, hey, some free gems over there too. Though I'm not going to grab the XP booster. Of course, we will be able to go and finish the current event week. Of course, we have the special 2-week-long Lunar New Year pet. I forget when the holiday is. I think it's like a couple days from now. I forget the exact date of it. Maybe it already happened. But, of course, we've had the event in the last 2 weeks. And it does conclude in, you know, Monday reset time. So any points you still need for it, make sure to get it in. With today's battles, we will be able to go get our final reward, which is the Orb of Power. Also, let me move this way. I can't even see chat over there. Hello, yeah. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Varnas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Yeah, we need to go get that yellow dragon already. Actually, do we have enough to open an egg? I was going to save it for Monday. But, do we have enough for an egg? We do have enough for an egg. I don't know. Do we open it tonight or save it for Monday? I was going to save it for the Monday video. Because you know it's not going to be yellow, so it's not even like we could cover any teams right now. But I think we'll save this for Monday, I think, and focus on the Vault grind. Because if I do get a yellow dragon right now, we're going to feel the need to go and mess with it right now. Whereas I'd rather just do the Vault event. So we'll save it for Monday. Because I'm very, very tempted, if we do get it, to obviously, you know, do stuff with it immediately. And I do kind of want to focus on Vault weekend while it's Vault weekend. But we'll do it on Monday, though, 100%. We'll crack that open later. Hopefully we'll get it. You know we're not going to, though. We got a 1 in 6 chance, which means we have a 0% chance. But yeah, we'll do it on Monday. Probably for the Monday video, realistically. And if we get it on Monday video, we do it on Monday night, mess around with it. But hello, Ron. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Cookie. Hello. Yeah. Hello, Vernas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Anyways, I was just talking about this event. Let me go and actually go finish it right now. As this is today and tomorrow are the last days you can earn any points for this. So if you haven't already gotten what you wanted, make sure to do so. I would say the most useful one is to go get 6 copies of the pet, 5 to get it maxed, and then the 6th one to get the golden version. As this you'll be able to get in a couple months from now. This you can get every year when it rotates around, and obviously Orb of Powers you can get whenever. But with that being said, let's go get our Orb of Power, as we can get 1+1 for the stack. Just so we need 1 less for whenever they add more Power Orb mythics. It seems like they're more consistently adding things per year now. So, of course, most recently we ended up getting another set of Dragonite Dragons, almost exactly at a 1-year mark. And Maelstrom Dagannoth, as far as the Power Orb mythic, if they're going to start doing those every year again, he did come in around, what, April, May of last year? So there is a good chance that a couple months from now we will see another Power Orb mythic, and there might be a reason to get 2 or 3 of it if it's potentially good. So do highly advise to begin those Power Orbs, as there's only really 2 free ones that you can get really easily up until then. Not kind of like crafting them yourselves and everything, and Vault event grinding like crazy. But, you know, as far as ones that you can get from events like this, there's this event that's currently going on, of course, which is always 2 days left. And then there's the Easter event, which is in like a month and a half. I believe it's like early April, I think that would start. We don't really know. I mean, not early April. Well, it's Easter is early April, I believe, but the holiday event should start like end March is what I meant to say. But by the end of March, we should have the Easter event rolling to start to get that Power Orb. And those are probably the last 2 event Power Orbs you can get prior to what will potentially be a new Power Orb mythic. We don't know if we're getting one this year, but they've been pretty consistent at some of those yearly things lately. So there's a good chance we get one. Does anyone remember when Maelstrom Dagannoth actually came out? I want to say April or May of last year, but I do forget off the top of my head. Because they end up doing the Evil Dragons pretty much exactly at the 1-year mark compared to Flower Dragons now. So they might be kind of caught up when it comes to a lot of those things. Now, if only we could get a new kingdom. That's something we haven't gotten in a couple years. That's like the only thing they're really behind on, I guess, right now. But I think they're trying not to add too many new kingdoms just to overinflate the current system until they maybe tweak it some. As adding any amount to it is kind of overbearing. Not to mention there's some kingdoms in the game that are just already so behind. Like of the newer ones. So they're probably concerned about adding a new one to the current state of the game at the moment. And more so just trying to fill out what's already there. Because realistically, they really, if they're going to release a new kingdom these days, they got to add like 15 or 20 troops to it or something. Oh, so I didn't even need that final. Oh, yes, I did, because that's 79.9. But anyways, Orb of Power time. Whole reason we got those extra points. Oh, yeah, I was almost waiting for it to like pop up with another orb. I forgot. Orb of Power is already the end goal. This one would give us a random orb, but it's way too pricey. $750 for that's not worth. The only other thing, if we had some spare points, which I could do, I guess, tomorrow. If we go do our battles tomorrow, I think I can go get this pet food. You could either do the trait stones, which gives you all the trait stones for the troop, which most notably has a ton of arcanes and 2 celestials, Or we can go for the pet food. If I was to go for one or the other, I'd probably go for the pet food. But it really depends what point you are in the game. But, yeah, I don't think I'm going to need those points. I'm just not going to bother doing the battles tomorrow. Unless that is enough. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll. But I'm not going to spend 50 gems just to go get those. That's for sure. Anyway, speaking of gems, let's go get 10 gems real quick. Clear through all the dailies. And, yeah, let's go do Palooza stuff then. And we should be good to go. That is the goal of today. Probably go for about an hour and a half or so tonight. And go get everything that we need. Go for at least a few Paloozas. And I also got to do the PvP grind this week, and I am currently not that far progressed. Luckily, I do have a lot of totems, so I could just skip straight to first place if we really want to. But I might do some of the Vault Weekend in PvP. Not the Paloozas, of course. I'm always going to do the Paloozas and Explore. But I might do some just PvP battles, just for trying to get gnomes. Just because I do need to push PvP just a little bit, but I might just totem it. Let me double check. What kind of score are we dealing with? Let's just do dailies right now and just kind of figure out how much more we need. Oh yeah, it's really free. My bracket's like 10,000 points right now. I can get first place with like 20,000. And I have enough points to like skip straight there. But yeah, we'll do some normal battles, I guess. But first, let's just do dailies for here. Let me clear out PvP dailies so we don't have to worry about it. We have double boost. Also, I believe my guild ended up finishing out Tower of Doom already, so we don't need to do any battles there, luckily. Otherwise, we'd finish whatever we would need to do there. But it seems like the guild is already on it. Good job, guild. Oh, we got a verse 2. That's not the one I need. Though I am running a little bit low on verse 2s. It was my lowest at one point, but it's starting to look a little low again. It's not my absolute lowest, but the stack's not been looking that good. So any verse 2s we can get, it's actually still quite welcome. It's mostly just verse 1 that I think is the one we have a billion, way too many. And 4 is the one we want the most. Oh, sorry, 3 is the one we want the most. Why did I say 4? Actually, I think 4 was the one that was starting to dip a little. Actually, let me go double check where my stacks are. 3 is my lowest, but I want to see what the difference is between my other two real quick. I normally don't pay attention to them because we already have so many on reserve. Yeah, verse 2 is the one that's been suffering lately. Never mind, verse 4 is the one that took the lead over my verse 1. The verse 1's starting to suffer now because I've been getting so few. But yeah, verse 2 is still in that sketchy situation, so getting another one of this is nice. It's not my lowest, but it's getting there. It's trying to get back to lowest. That's my first time in a really long time where 1's not my highest. I'm not sure why. We've been getting no verse 1 lately. Like, within the last, like, half a year of Paloozas, I think I've gotten half as many verse 1s, which is why it's so far behind. I'm not sure why I've been so unlucky on it lately. It's fine, though, because we have so many, but we've been getting so unlucky lately. It's like the only gnome that doesn't want to appear for me. We've gotten so many in the past that doesn't matter at the moment. And of course, one nice thing about doing the PvP battles here is we should be able to get gnomes while doing all the PvP that we do need to do right now. It's not going to add up to that many, but I need to get the PvP rating up this week anyways for the Dragonite. Get a whole deed book from it. Which reminds me, we should go open up 3 deed books. So hello, Jets. Hello, yeah. Hello, Clipbomb. Welcome. Alright, now that we got that boost up, let me go get the other one. But before we do, let's go open 3 deed books real quick. Why not? We got the material laying around. Let's go grab 3 of them. Anything good? Purple, I technically need red more than purple. We're actually not that excited about purple anymore. Purple, we still... Nice, there. That's what we really need. Now that we finished all Magic Kingdoms, it feels weird not being excited for purple anymore. But red is like the new purple now after you finish all Magic. Because we need that to finish all Attack Kingdoms, and that's the main thing we're bottlenecked on is red deed books. Purples are still useful, but they don't give Magic anymore, so their usability is just as useful as any other deed book now. Now that we finished red. I mean, now that we finished purple, I mean. So red's the only one we kind of only need. Everything else is just going to be either HP or armor at this point. Except for one of the yellow Attack Kingdoms and one of the brown Attack Kingdoms. But I believe both of those couldn't be maxed at the moment, so... Plus we have a surplus of them that is going to be fine. It's mostly red because there's multiple red kingdoms. Was the main bottleneck. Anyways, let's go get our spell reduction buff. And oh, I don't have a team setup for this one. Did I do it on mobile earlier? I must have. I must have done all 3 of them on the mobile thing and it didn't save. The last Tuesday. So we just need flower dragon. And then we just need, I guess, wand is probably fine. Don't need anything too fancy. It should be good. And then we change our class to, sure, why not archer? Would be a little bit better to go mech in case they have submerge, but I want the great storm. Because if they don't have submerge, which they likely don't, just goes a lot quicker. Just going all in on green. Plus we have green link on leprechaun, which is great. Works even better than pure purple. Even though we run pretty much the same team for purple, just with Thrall in the first slot. But it works way better for green than purple. Not only is this thing tankier and has Entangle, but you have the green storm into +1 green, and it just double set your banner. Of course, for purple you do get Archmages if you want to, though. So they both have a big benefit. I do feel like green is a little bit stronger than pure purple when running like this structure of team. Just because of the storm, mostly. The storm and the fact that Leprechaun already has it. Also, thank you, Mulu, for the 10 bucks for Valentine's Day. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have been enjoying the holiday. Honestly, I didn't really get to do much for this holiday. It's kind of funny because what I did today is almost the same thing I did last Valentine's Day. I was mentioning that in the previous stream because we were doing the 100 Days of Brighter Shores last year. And in doing so, you know, one of the final days was around when Valentine's was. So we were doing pretty much the same thing last Valentine's Day as we were this Valentine's Day, which is just grinding that game. Which is kind of funny because we haven't really been doing that too much lately, though we kind of started a little bit of a mini month series for that, I guess, recently. Just trying to grind something out while it just came out recently. But thank you, greatly appreciate it. But of course, we're still getting some grinding on Vault Event Weekend. Not as much as I normally would, but I gotta get some of it in. It's Vault Weekend after all. Gotta get those, at least in those initial pity keys and everything, get a lot more value from it. Also, by the way, I just think I said hello to Chris earlier, but hello Chris, welcome, welcome. I was really saying hello earlier, but I don't think I said anything back yet. But I hope you've been doing well. And I saw, what's his name was streaming earlier too. Cynical. He's doing his own Vault grind this weekend, of course, as he normally does. Seems like he's going every single day for it as well. Unless he's not doing it tomorrow, though I assume he is. Is he doing it on his new account, or has he been doing it on the main? Because one of the main reasons I haven't really been going and doing Vault grind as much is, you know, we're kind of at a point where we don't really need it. Yes, I know we need Dragonite, but realistically, the amount of Dragonite you get from just spam grinding Vault Event Weekend, it's not really the primary source or you know, resource you're getting. Like, it's great if you need to go farm diamonds for something in Soulforge this week, or if you need to go just get gems, keys, other various stuff. The amount of Dragonite you get per hour is pretty low from Vault Weekend. Like, it's more than what you can normally get, but it's not consistent method for, like, target farming compared to some things. Like, if you needed gems, you could. If you needed diamonds, you could. If you needed keys in general, you could. Dragonite, while more common during Vault Event Weekend, isn't really something you get, like, infinite of. It's not like you farm one Vault Weekend and then get, like, a whole set of 6 dragons. I wish it was. Unfortunately, I can't get that much from it. Also, it feels weird seeing such a big burning chest stack. I almost never have that many. PvP season. Oh, shiny key. I'll take that. Why not? Anything else? Because we're going to grab those thingies later, so we're going to have a lot of tiers we can grab. There's our first pity Vault key. Oh, yeah. I need to go back to PvP. I didn't actually do the other thing I need to go do. So we're double buff now, right? I grabbed the double buff. I need to check the thing. I finished grabbing double buff, correct? Correct. Okay, now I just need to go do central battles. So I got to go do 8 battles in central. Or sorry, 9. I go to 6 for this, and then I got to go to 3 to go unlock our Valhawks, and we'll be good to go. Oh, no, I didn't do Bard in that. We have the 2, I forgot. This isn't the day I thought it was. That'd be tomorrow. Today's Saturday, so I got to go do all the gold mark battles after this. There's 2 sets of 5 we need to go do. I should already have the team set up for one. But I don't have the team set up for the other boat. It shouldn't take that long to go build one. I think it was like Divine and something else. I can't remember. Whatever it was last night. Oh, you think he's done with the new account? Oh, well, he stopped it. Never mind. Yeah, honestly, that's one of the reasons I've been kind of hesitant to starting a new account. They are so much fun for like the first month or even first few months. But the problem is you eventually reach a point where it's like, why not just do it on the, you know, the main account you normally play on? Like, you definitely reach a point where you start getting to, like, the grindier part where it's like, you know, this progress would be better just on the account we're keeping forever rather than, like, the temporary one just to kind of mess around with, like, new player experience. So one of the reasons I've been kind of hesitant to do it, because I know the same thing is going to happen again. We'll play it for a month, maybe a few months tops, and then we'll be right back to this account. These will eventually reach a point where it just becomes way better just to put progress on our main. But I would say the first month in particular is really fun if you ever make a fresh account just for the sake of trying it. Because the way that you play it when you know exactly what to do is quite a bit different than when you first go through. It is a drastically different experience. Like almost doing like a New Game Plus kind of playthrough almost. But you eventually reach a point where the gameplay loop is like exactly the same that you're doing on the main account. Where you have a bunch of good teams. You probably got yourself like a Tesla. You probably have yourself like a good Rowan quick kill team. You got like a good Mang skull spam team. Like you're pretty much at the point where you don't have access to everything. But you have access to enough good stuff that you don't really build new teams anymore. Because the really fun part is when you're getting a bunch of random stuff and have to be really understated and, you know, have like barely any troop options. And you got to really decide what you want to end up building and really build around whatever you end up getting. But after about a month, you get the point of enough power where you're kind of playing the same as you normally would any other account. Like, you've gotten enough progress where it's not really that different. Also, how are we losing so hard on this battle? I'm almost dying here. What's going on? Let's see. We shouldn't be losing here. Wanda Star, save us. Wanda Star, save us. Save us! Never saved. Good job, Wanda Stars. Thank you for being a perfectly balanced weapon. Like, insta-win with one click. Good job, Wanda Stars. I expect nothing less. Oh no, you didn't get extra turn. How could you? Alright, there we go. Alright, one more battle. This extra battle we technically don't need to do. The only reason I do it is it does progress one of the PvP meters, where you have to do like X total number of battles with them. But other than that, it's not really doing anything. Like, the actual score you get from this battle doesn't really matter. It's just for the campaign thingy. Because there's one task that says to do like X battles of them. Summer's here. Yeah, monolith battles. It's one of them and it counts the total amount of monolith battles. Which is the main one you need to do. Or is it Citadel battles? Or, oh wait, no. Yeah, here it is. Citadel battles is what I meant to say. This is the one that you get 6 of every single time. The Guardian battle is just the 5th battle, but this counts the total number of battles done. I guess technically you don't need to do the 6 in the sense that this one you have to do enough times that if you did this every time, I think that auto completes this if you don't do the 6. Because you might notice that this one's quite a bit ahead. Because every single week we get 6 battles, or every single day that we can do the battles, we're getting 6 battles here, but only 5 battles here. Or, you know, we're only progressing by 1 here, whereas this is moving up by 6. Otherwise it'd be 5 and 1 instead of 6 and 1. But even at 5 and 1, I believe they're still always stay. So maybe we do stop doing that extra battle, now that I'm thinking about it. Because you're not really going to need it unless you just want that reward a little early, I guess. Anyways, we got 2 areas I got to go do. We got Divine, which is what I believe I did last night, and Monster, I think, is the other one. Or is it Beast? No, it was Monster. Alright, so let me go do Divine first, as I should have a team good to go right here. From last night, we ended up just running Triple Talk Shaka for it with Wanda Stars. And then we'll go make a team for the Monster Restriction, which I know for sure I don't have a team unless it got saved from like ages back. But I shouldn't have a recent team there, so we're probably going to have to build one. But these battles should be pretty quick. Monster, on the other hand, I'm not sure we're going to run for that. I almost feel like skipping it, honestly. We'll still go do it, though. But given that it's Vault Weekend, I almost want to just go skip it, just do more Vault grind. But we'll go for it. It's like 1/10 of a deed book. It's pretty valuable. It's the only slight downside of PvP. Some days I really don't feel like doing a certain restriction that's kind of annoying. But the reward is so good, you kind of can't skip it. Like, getting like a 10th of a deed book or an 1/8 of a deed book on a given day is such good loot. It's kind of hard to pass up. Even if you have to do weird teams that take like over 10 minutes just to get your 5 wins. It's still worth it for what is effectively like a 10th of a deed book. Sometimes even more depending on the day. Oh yeah, I already did the other event. We did that at the beginning. I think that was the first thing we did after going over everything. But yeah, we already did the Horse Lunar New Year event. We are 100% completed as of today. And for anyone that didn't grab it yet, don't forget to grab the free Valentine 50 gems as well from the calendar. It's a little bit hidden all the way to that right menu where it has the calendar counter. But today has the free reward instead of the paid one like every other day. So make sure to grab it if you haven't already. It's only 50 gems, but you know it adds up. It's like a free tribute. Or double free tribute. Or if you're really early on in the game, like a 5 times tribute. Alright, let's go grab this one. And then we just got to do the really annoying section. Which I'm not sure what we're going to do for Monster Restriction. It's kind of annoying. Alright, we'll take that one over. Grab all of our damage that we need. That just dies instantly, that's fine. Keep just poking them down. Can that thing stop reviving? Am I going crazy? Did that thing just revive 2 or 3 times? Like every time I look back, there's like a new resum in there. I think like every time it could have revived, it did revive that battle. I did the very last stuff. Because obviously it didn't die. So that might have been because Hero was already dead. So like almost every possible time that could have revived, it did. Alright, here's the other battle we gotta go do. This one's a lot more annoying, but hopefully we get some weak enemies. I don't know, what do you even run for 4 times monster these days? What looks not horrifically bad? Oh, wait, this is the new goblin area. Oh, thank you, new goblin, you saved us. Oh, sure, let me go upgrade him real quick. I kind of want to know what I want to run now. I just want to run him with as much board clear as I could possibly do. So we go Wand of Stars and just build a whole team around him with as much explosion as we can. And as much damage that we can get from Wish Gem. We could even go Weaver here if we want to. Weaver's not bad. Unfortunately, we can't double Immortal. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Good thing we didn't upgrade. Wait. I am so glad we didn't upgrade this guy. Because remember in the past I said this was one of the other seasons I was almost considering upgrading. Good thing we didn't. I just now realized Immortal Trogoblins from the same location. So if we would have upgraded this and this, we would have just replaced it. So it's really good that we didn't go for him because he, other than for Orc Restriction, or I guess, no, even not for that. But yeah, he basically is completely replaced by Trogoblin now. You would have no reason to run him, as he's just better. Oh, well, good thing we didn't go for him. We got kind of lucky. It's fine if you did, especially if you went for one or not the other. Though realistically, if you went for that, you probably went for this as well. But, yeah, you don't even need him anymore, necessarily. As this thing, it generally does what he does better. It's less damage than him, but, obviously, Wish Gem Mechanic, Auto Extra Turn, has a lot of value going for it. He is still technically less damage than that one if you just want, like, a quick kill, though. Anyways, what am I doing here? I just need, like, anything that wouldn't be horrible with more mana. Give me a Weaver and give me, like, anything that has Empower, which is, like, nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Give me, I don't know, just give me another Mythic, I guess. Honestly, I'm about to go Double Weaver. I think we can get away with Double Weaver. We can definitely get away with Double Weaver. You have Fairfire? No. Alright, we're just gonna roll with this. And class, obviously we need 50% mana start. I'm gonna go Archmagus so we can get some mana rolling. Banner is just, I don't know, green-purple? Purple-green? Just purple? We're already so purple-heavy. The only problem is it doesn't work that well with Wand of Stars, but I don't know, the banner works well. Let's roll with this. I don't need anything that fancy. The whole plan out here is just to pop the Wish Gem with the Wand of Stars and then win. And then we can just start popping it with Weaver, hopefully. That's pretty much the game plan. So we go for this. Wand of Stars should get hit, hopefully. Or we could just full miss. That works too. Great. Wand of Stars. You need to not miss. Very important not to miss. Maybe I might want something a little bit more consistent at clearing the board than Wand of Stars full missing. Alright, round 2. Don't miss this time. There you go. That's what you're supposed to do the first time. Alright, now we just auto-win. And then they just keep getting popped off a Weaver. Let's go for Goblin once, and hopefully that's chip range enough to just keep doing Weaver. And that is the game plan here. Against enemies this week, honestly, the other guy would be stronger than this Goblin. This is one of the few situations where this Goblin is weaker. Where this battle is so weak that he's actually not quick enough to bother using compared to the other guy who could just win in one shot. But if we start to get a harder enemy, then this guy should be better. But against these like mega weak teams, honestly, that new or the other old new, whatever you want to call it, the Orc guy that does a ton of damage here would actually be better than him, due to the 4 hit that he has over his 3 hit. So he'd still have use cases. I just can't be bothered to keep switching back and forth, so I'm just running this one. It'd just be too much switching constantly for how quick the battles already are. So hello, Lady Outfit again. Welcome. Hope all's been well. Thanks for stopping by again. As you mentioned, everyone else, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. But it's going to be the only day we do for Vault Grind this weekend. And then on Monday, who knows? Maybe with the Dragon Egg opening, we can finally go over Yellow Dragon. Otherwise, the main thing going on next week is campaign. Unfortunately, I can't really go over the weekly spoilers since we don't have the weekly spoiler post yet. But, yeah, we will go over everything on Monday video at this point. Around noon or whenever it gets up. Hopefully open a Dragon Egg around that time as well. See if we end up getting finally Yellow Dragon, in which case we would do that on Monday stream as well. Otherwise, we're mostly just doing new campaign stuff. As of course we're in the in-between of campaigns at the moment. Alright, there we go. Took a little bit, but we got there. Alright, anything we need to do more for PvP other than go get first place tomorrow night? Nope, that's it. I just gotta throw a couple medals and we'll be good to go. Which means the rest of the weekend and the rest of this stream, unless I forgot some other daily I'm forgetting about. Oh, I never did Underspire, but I'll just do that off stream tomorrow. I never did do Underspire yet. We get a keg just sitting there. Maybe we'll get a lantern. But I'll do those tomorrow. But what I will go do today is clear out dungeon real quick. Please don't weakness stun. Please don't weakness stun. Okay, good. We dodged the stun. Let me just clear out this, and I think the only thing left in is Vault Grind. I want to send at least a few Paloozas tonight. I want a bare minimum hit 2. But I think we'll go for the lucky 3. Well, technically lucky 7, but I don't think we're going to go as high as 7. We'll get like 2 or 3 in. I do need to do some verse farming at some point, but I might just do that with PvP rating later. Which isn't as quick as Explore, but I might try for first place tomorrow if I have the time later tomorrow. Well, I'll definitely get at least second for our bracket, which is like, what, 80 gold marks? Something around there. Which, with how many we're getting, we're almost going to have enough to do another triple deep book on Monday. Because between now and then, we should get a whole nother, like, 2 deep books worth of gold marks. Yeah, good night, Sonny. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Next week is Darkstone, All-Seeing Eye, Faction, Pet Lucky Horse, Class... Oh yeah, we're getting one of those old horse ones. It's kind of weird because I believe it's one of the old Lunar New Year pets. We're actually not getting the new one until the following week for some reason. It's one thing I didn't quite understand about this monthly calendar. Oh no, never mind, it is the new one. I was looking at it wrong. But yeah, next week's Wednesday should be a new pet. I'm pretty sure that's the 2026 Lunar New Year pet. Is that thing I say? I thought that looked like a new one. Yeah. I'm not sure why I thought it was off by a week, but never mind. That is the Lunar New Year. For a second, I thought that was one of the old ones. But no, that is the new one. For the Year of the Horse for 2026. So yeah, don't forget to get that. This week we had the Valentine's Day pet. Next week we have the Lunar New Year pet. I believe the actual holiday doesn't fall until like the 19th or something. Which is why it's happening next week, whereas Valentine's was the 14th. So it fell closer to this one. Oh wait, I never finished the weekly yet. That's actually kind of sad. I've been doing such minimal dailies this week that I haven't even finished the weekly that automatically gets done. We're about to today, obviously, but I still have not finished the last few battles we need to get these like pitiful gold marks and then the copy of him. We already got this from last week, so we don't technically need that copy. But I do need those 5 gold marks. We'll get it done automatically, obviously, between today and tomorrow. Probably today, even. Yeah, I've been doing such bare minimum dailies that we don't even have it done on Saturday. It's crazy. Alright, just double checking that we did everything. So, 2-week-long horse event for the Lunar New Year. Completed. Campaign starts on Monday. Dailies, all the ones that are relevant, checked. Tower of Doom, good job, Guild. Actually, let me just go claim the rewards. But good job, Guild. Don't need to do any battles, otherwise I would do them right now. But they have cleared them all. So good job, everyone up here. I think I already handed out some gems earlier. But Jamie, Beer, and HP Herm for the carry, as per usual. This new guy has been doing great as well. He came in like about a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago or so. Best new recruit we've gotten since the new wave of new recruits. By far, not even close. I still need to work on some of the lower end here, though. I don't want to just like mass kick them all quite yet. But we have been having some like mega slackers over here that I do need to start recruiting for. Like Tyrion, just kidding. But like this area right here. That's a later issue. Alright, let's see. Dailies, check. Campaign, check. Tower of Doom, check. Just did it. 2-week-long event, just finished it today. Underspire, I'll do it later. And by later, I mean tomorrow. Here, check. Already grabbed everything I needed. Is there anything else? That should be everything. Alright, Vault Weekend time. Let me just open my... Are they... Wait, did we get these from something or was this from the event? Let me get these now because I don't believe these were from the current event. I'm pretty sure I got these from some kind of weekly, like the one we just took. So let me open my 2 Vault keys so we have a nice clean stack to start with. And then we will go and do the Vault. Alright, 1 down, 1 more to go. Anything good? Or double disappointment? Double disappointment. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did I donate gold this week? I should probably double check. Good I did. No, I should probably claim my seals. So I've done so little, I haven't even hit 2,000 yet. That's sad. Let's see. How are the new recruits been doing? I never did upgrade them. It's kind of weird. They do so good on the other events, but they haven't actually been donating that much gold. Hasn't been a low amount, though. It's better than some of the other new recruits, that's for sure. I never did promote them yet, though. It's weird. They've been doing so good on weeklies, but have been doing pretty minimal gold. But I think they did dump a bunch one week, which might have been why. Anyways, Tower of Doom, we did that. Guild, we did that. Okay, we're good to go. All right, let's go do Vault Weekend. Cinder Mirage, go into there. I don't think we need to mess with anything here. Oh yeah, we were messing with colors that one day. We're messing with the hex codes and everything. Because that came up in conversation. I'm surprised that team is still set. That was on Monday then, when we would have done that. I forgot that was still this week. Feels like forever ago. Alright, what am I doing here? I'm trying to grab a Vault Event Weekend team, which is this one right here. The reason I'm doing this is so our team is set for when we start the Palooza, and then we're good to go. Alright, there we go. Nice, we got a merchant too. Anything good? They still haven't... Oh, anything good! So we can't see how much Dragonite it is, but if I recall correctly, this is the same cost ratio as it is before. So as you can see, it's 30 Dragonite, AK 5 gems each. So anytime we see Dragonite during this, of course we do want to end up going for it, as that is one of the few ways we can earn more Dragonite. Is even though you have a buy limit of 1 per day on Dungeon, you can get infinite from Explorer, and you don't have to do it on Vault Weekend. It's just the best time to be doing it. The only problem is when we're doing a Palooza, we cannot get it. You don't get any merchants or angels, so we can't get Dragonite that way. But whenever you get a merchant like that, it's the same cost as the other one at 5 gems per Dragonite, and he just gives half the amount at 150 for 30 instead of 300 for 60. But it's the same ratio, so you can infinitely farm her for Dragonite if you wanted to. Also trying to get full value Dragonite gnomes. And basically just do quick kill explore with like a, you know, like an insta kill team. Like this one or the other one there. Like the really quick one. Or not this one, the really quick one, I mean. Wrong direction, this one. But for now, let's go run Paloozas. Which will not give us that much Dragonite, but they will give us a ton of Vault Keys and some other stuff. So let's go start running some. Let it begin. Palooza number 1. Oh, I kind of want to do 2 just to get down to that solid 15, but we'll see. Definitely got to get at least 2 in tonight. If nothing else, we still have the rest of the weekend to do a little bit more. We'll just be off stream probably. Not like we have to stream every Palooza we ever do, though I generally do try to stream every Palooza we do. Just because they're kind of fun. Plus we get the good music in the background. I'm not sure how loud I have it right now. It's probably actually pretty quiet. I don't know, can you even hear the in-game sounds? Always make sure they're not too loud, but making sure they're not too loud, I feel like I sometimes make them too quiet. Because I can hear it right now, but I'm not sure if on your guys' end you can hear it that loudly. He's audio balancing on it's different. Like the volume I hear it at, I'm pretty sure is slightly different than the on-stream volume. As well as the recording volume. Was I cracked open this water earlier? I need to actually drink it. I drank like 1.5 waters like so early this morning. And now this other half, I've been like sitting here all day and I haven't drank like any of it. I was like super thirsty this morning and then I've drank almost nothing the rest of the day. I don't know, I just never really get thirsty from what I had for dinner. I just had some leftover steak with potatoes. Which is something I almost never eat. I almost never eat steak. I'm not a big meat person in that regard. But we had some leftovers of it, so I was like, yeah, why not? There's quite a few meats I just don't like eating a lot of. I'm definitely a lot more into like fish these days. Fish and chicken normally. Like as far as like protein in that regard. Good old water. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I haven't been keeping up with the forums, though the fact that no one mentioned it makes me assume they haven't done it yet. Have they posted publicly any info on the Spire thing yet? For the, what's it called? The Astral Spires. For the next update of 8.1? 9.1? I forget what number we're at. But did they post anything on this yet? I assume not. Because that's supposed to be in like 2 weeks. Like, not this Tuesday, but next week's Tuesday. Like, it could be as early as that. When we get info on it, it's almost guaranteed the following Tuesday, basically. With the way that they've been doing info lately. Like, if we get info for it on, like, Monday or Tuesday this week, there's, like, a 90% chance next week's Tuesday is the update. No, you know, not in 3 days from now. Or, yeah, 3 days from now. But, you know, the Tuesday after that one is the one I mean. Which is what we predicted at the beginning of the month, so it might actually happen. Because based on the calendar, it looks like the exact spot you would put it. Not this upcoming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Actually, no. Didn't I say the upcoming Tuesday? Never mind. I said it would be this day. Never mind. It's already the 17th. Wow, the month has flown by. So maybe it is the final Tuesday of the month then. Because I said those two were the most likely. But yeah, it might not be this Tuesday then. Or, you know, it's not going to be that Tuesday. It's going to be the following Tuesday. Most likely. Because if we haven't gotten info on it yet, there's almost no way it's coming this Tuesday, unless they're just going to shadow drop it. But I could have sworn they said somewhere they were going to drop info on it first. Because it's a pretty big update. Or at least from what they've said in the past, they might have tweaked it to not be as big. Or from what they were conceptually explaining it was in the past, like over a year and a half ago. It seems like a pretty substantial update. Like almost like a 0.0 update with how big it is, potentially. As far as how it would affect things. But they might have changed how they plan to do the mechanic and everything. Because balancing it's going to be the biggest problem. So they might have toned it down for balancing purposes. My biggest concern is just that it's too much of a money and or time sink. That's my biggest concern with whatever they end up ultimately doing with it. Because obviously they're going to monetize it in some way. But my biggest concern is just going to be like a mega time sink if you don't spend any money towards it or something. And since it's also associated to power, that could be slightly problematic for some game modes like Guild Wars. Or something like your Astral Spires are so important to play Guild Wars properly. But you might not be able to upgrade them properly for free until like months or years from now. Compared to people that spend like hundreds on it. I don't know, find out when it comes out. I'm hoping that there's an infinite farm method that, you know, is actually decent for it. Because we might have to go grind it out, whatever it is. Because you know they're going to add at least one new material for it. It's not like it's going to cost like gems or something. But that's actually something we haven't gotten in a while. We've actually, for a very long time, have surprisingly not gotten a gem sink for stuff. Which is really surprising. They've done a lot of gem sinks in the past, but they haven't really been doing many lately. Maybe because they already feel like gems are synced properly enough in the current state of game. Or because so many people have so many spare gems that, you know, gem sync wouldn't quite do what they wanted to do these days. Because so many people have like literal hundreds of thousands. Well, maybe not so many people, but there is definitely a good handful of people that have like effectively infinite gems. Like it's one of those currencies that it's not literally infinite, but for the rate at which it currently burns at, it is effectively infinite. Especially for people that grind Tribute a lot or Vault Weekends a lot or anything like that gains gems. Because the average gem cost per week is anywhere from like 300 to about 3,000 depending on how heavy you're going on stuff. But if you're somewhere in the middle of that, you can easily earn like 1,500 gems in endgame these days per week. Like that's pretty easy to do if you're falling somewhere in the middle there. But 300 to 3,000 gems is about what I would say the average person probably spends. Not counting newer players that are spending on gem keys, VIP keys, stuff like that. But I mean just counting, you know, just counting like the weekly expenditures you would normally have for gems. It's like 300 to 3,000 depending on what you're prioritizing. As a guild or just individually. And that's not counting like gem key opening, stuff like that. But as far as like the core things, like weeklies, Underspire, stuff like that. The weekend events, if you do those. Which I actually personally been skipping lately. That's roughly like 300 to 3,000, give or take a little. But from that middle ground, Tribute can easily count that for a whole week. A single Vault event, if you grind it enough, could technically last an entire month. With how many gems you can get from a Vault event weekend. Both during the weekend and, you know, from the Vault keys that you open throughout. Oh no, my light just flickered. I might randomly lose connection again. I mentioned it during the other stream. I'm not sure if I mentioned it now. We lost like full power in the area for like 7 hours earlier. And I just saw my light flicker weirdly in the corner. My internet didn't go down. But hopefully mid-Palooza that thing doesn't go down. Oh no. That was a dangerous looking flicker. I'm surprised my internet didn't go down from that. Maybe it's just the light. But no, all electricity went out for like several hours yesterday. It was like a whole city-wide outage. I guess someone hit a pole or something? I'm not sure. But whatever the problem is, it might not be fixed. Oh nice, that's the verse I needed. But yeah, if we do randomly go down, that's why, by the way. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But it did happen while we were doing the Brighter Shore stream yesterday. By the time I went to bed, the electricity was still off. I'm not sure exactly how long because they did fix it sometime that night. The electricity was out for like 5 or 6 hours or something. It was a pretty long outage. So hello, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. It's also been so cold here lately. It feels weird actually feeling winter in this area. Like, I've definitely experienced colder before. But this area has almost never been this cold. It feels weird. Not only did we get like half a foot of snow a couple weeks ago, but there's been a couple nights that it's actually been below freezing. Which is almost like unheard of for the area. At least on a regular basis. Like, it's the first winter in a very long time that actually feels like winter. Because generally this area has summer, summer, and like that one month that is trying to pretend to be spring, but everything's still dead. So I guess like fall. But it's like the normal holidays we have. We have like maybe a month or two of spring. Summer. And then, like, at best, winter is, like, fall. This Palooza should be getting pretty close to the end. I'm not keeping track of the exact time these days. If we get the double, we get the double. We're gonna roll the dice on it. As long as you go through the menuing really quickly, you're generally gonna hit it. Because you're in the battle for a longer duration than you're not in the battle. So as long as you menu really quickly outside the battle, like right now, you will normally almost always get the double. As you're spending over double, if not triple the time within a battle screen rather than outside a battle screen where you're eligible for the double loot. It's one of the reasons I kind of stopped trying to get precisely on it. It's like 4 times out of 5, you're going to get the double without even trying. Potentially even more if your battle's taking longer than like literal seconds. Because that's even a longer duration that you're in a battle eligible for the double loot. So hello Define, welcome, welcome, hope all's been well. Hope the holiday's been going well. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if my area had an issue because of the cold. Because this area almost never gets cold, so it's not really that cold resistant. Like New Jersey, New York, other locations. Like this place just breaks apart when it's cold. We could have half an inch of snow and everything will be closed for like a week. Also, ice is kind of dangerous here too because no one knows how to drive on ice here. Which is what I feel like happened. There's probably ice on the road and someone hit like a power pole or something. Or like a power line. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. Like, is this the first time we've had like properly icy roads in probably like 5 years in this area? Maybe even longer than that. It doesn't happen that often. Because it almost never gets cold enough for anything to freeze here. But now there's ice everywhere. And also frozen water. I just realized our gold stack is starting to get kind of low again. We're like barely holding on to the 10 mil mark. I always like to keep at least 10 mil in reserve. There we go. Look, we got the perfect double. Just so we never like run out. Unfortunately, the loot here is pitiful. Wow, that's bad. For all the things we could have got 100% loot for, and all we got is like some souls. That is so bad. Alright, well, let's go run another Palooza. We even got another verse, so you know what? Maybe we'll run 3 tonight. Because we got another verse, because now if I want to get down to a nice clean 15, I gotta go do 1 extra. So yeah, we'll run 2 more verses. Alright, let's keep it rolling then. Also give us a nice stack of pity keys. Oh yeah, was so fortunate anything good? I looked at the other day and already forgot what it was. Oh yeah, it wasn't anything good. I double checked earlier. I checked last night on phone when I was doing it. But yeah, none of this is anything. This isn't one of the weird ones, is it? I don't think it is. It's just one of the dead content of Donna Troops. But yeah, I don't think there's anything good here. Or unique here that we need to get. And everything else is just trash mythics you would never need anyways. I mean, not completely trash. There's some use cases for a couple of these, but... You know, weaker end stuff that you don't really need to worry about. And that's just a weapon for the Dragonite. We don't want that. We want the Dragon Egg on Monday. Alright, anyways. Let's go run into the Palooza. Oh yeah, weekly's done now. There we go. Alright, let me go upgrade the horsey. I haven't done that yet. Because we unlocked him on Monday, but I forgot to actually upgrade him. Because we're focused on actually using the troop and everything. But I never bothered giving him all the stats. So when we were testing the new guy, I forgot to give him the extra stats from upgrading the horse. We were talking about it, but I forgot to actually give it to him. Whoops. So when I was testing that on Monday, I forgot to give him his other +4 to all stats. It's not that big a deal. But I completely forgot to do that. Whoops. So it could have been +4 all stats stronger when we're messing with him on Monday. I was wondering why he didn't have it. Because it felt like he wasn't moving up as much, but yeah, I forgot to upgrade the pet. It's not that many stats, but you know, they start to add up. Anyways, let's go run into the Palooza. We're on 2 more. And that should get us to a nice clean number unless we find another gnome. Which would be a good thing, not a bad thing. But we'll go for 3. 1 more after this one. Hopefully find another verse gnome so we can get refunded. That would actually be funny if we find it all 3 times. I don't think I've ever done that 3 in a row. I've done that 2 in a row, though. Where the verse that you're missing the most, you find within the Palooza that you're doing. We found on the first one, so let's see if we can find the next 2 sets. It's really rare that ever happens. For one, it's really rare that you even find a verse during a Nomapalooza. Ever since they nerfed that right into the ground. But even when you do find one, obviously there's a 1 in 4 chance it's the one you actually need. So it's very unlikely. Like, it's like a 1 in 10 to 1 in 12 chance or so while you're doing a Palooza. That it will not only be a verse gnome, but it will be the verse gnome that you actually need. So you'd basically have to get like a back-to-back-to-back 1 in 12 chance or somewhere around there. It might even be lower than that. I want to say it's around a 1 in 12 at around this kill speed. That you would find the exact verse gnome that you needed within a Palooza. Yep, first Dragonite gnome. Unfortunately, it is in a Palooza, so he's going to give us almost nothing, and he takes forever to die. And I took that green in a wrong way that I can't even take it for extra mana, so now we're going to go even slower. There we go. So hello, Mr. Z. Welcome, welcome. Use gold marks for Dragonite instead of deed books. It is definitely an option. I don't think I would ever do that, though. Because I actually do value the +1 stats over having a troop earlier. If these were like Flower Dragon strong, I would reconsider. I probably would do it into Dragonite. But as much as I do eventually want to cover the evil dragons and everything, they're not that must-have. Out of every set of Dragonite dragons they've ever added, it is probably the weakest set relative to the meta of the game when they came out. Because when Diamantina came out, it was the best troop in the game. When Stellaryx came out, it was the best troop in the game. When Flower Dragon came out, it was the best troop in the game. It's still the best troop in the game. But then when Evil Dragons came out, they're great utility troops. Like, you definitely use them a ton. There's a lot of cases where you would bring them out. But they're not the best troops in the game. They have great utility. There's cases where you would use them and they're really strong. But it's the first time where the set of Dragonite dragons are not as big of a higher priority. Like, if this was, like, stronger than Flower Dragon set, that'd be a different story. But they're kind of a side grade in a sense. Like, they have utilities that you would use occasionally, most notably the yellow one. And a couple of the other ones are pretty good too, like the stun green one and everything. But they have utilities that you would kind of utilize, but they're not, like, the new best in slot for every team you would ever run. They're a lot more situational compared to any other set of Dragonite dragons we've had up to this point. And realistically, honestly, I would just get Yellow Dragon and then stop. If someone doesn't have every set of dragons, I would get, maybe not the gem ones, but I would go get all the Flower Dragons and all this, before you would even bother with them. Like, you'd basically go until you get Yellow Dragon and hope you don't go as unlucky that I did. And then once you get Yellow Dragon, you just go all in on Flower. Or even do Flower first, then do Evil, then do Cosmic. Like some kind of order like that. But Yellow Evil Dragon's really the only one you need. Yellow's really good. Green is pretty decent. But every other one you can pretty much live without. The 6-color one is okay, but you don't really need it that much. Every other utility you can already do through other means, like curse-free, stuff like that. So it's really just the green, and especially so, the yellow there is really good. Mostly the yellow. You only have the yellow one? Well, you got the best one. Yeah, we'll get it eventually. We'll open one this Monday, and honestly, it might just be a Monday tradition until we get it done. We'll have the Monday segment when we go to Soulforge before we go over to troops of, do we get the Dragonite Dragon? We'll do it every week until we get it, I guess. Assuming we get enough Dragonite in between that time. Because there might be some Mondays we have to skip. Because unless I'm farming Dragonite through other means, it would technically be every other week. Because, of course, not counting any other extra methods, we're only getting 60 per day unless we get lucky from dungeon. You're set now? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, that's honestly the order I would go in the current state of the game. Open Evil Dragons initially and hope you get yellow within, like, 5 or less. Then go all in on Flower Dragons until you fully complete Flower Dragon. Especially since the pity ones should be in Soulforge soon, if not already. So if you're missing only one, you could just wait till it rotates in Soulforge and get it that way. And that's the order I would do it in. Evils till yellow, and then Flower Dragons until full completion. And just do the eggs until you have 4 or 5. And then once you're at that point, do the rest through Soulforge. Ideally 5 and then do the final one in Soulforge. As they currently can rotate in Soulforge. It might just take a while though. As there is 3 different sets that can. Gem, Cosmic, and Flower. But with the double reset, it should only take 2.5 months for all the dragons to rotate in the current state of game. Which is not particularly quick, but it's not particularly long compared to the old system. Especially for a guaranteed drop like that and not need to worry about RNG of like 30-something eggs. We're currently on like 21 right now for this set, which is so bad. But to be able to pass the RNG for the final one is so nice. Like, I would do that for the yellow dragon right now, but it's not in drop table till next year, which is a little bit too long away, so we'll still keep going for the RNG. But yeah, honestly, even once we get the evil dragons completed, I'm going to keep throwing Dragonite every day for almost the rest of the year. It'll hurt a lot of our gem stack, but I just need to take Trippy a little bit more often. Because we're at like such a Dragonite debt. Like, if I don't do that, I'm only going to have like 3,000 Dragonite by the next set comes out. So we're going to need to do it every day so we have like, you know, tens of thousands of Dragonite. Because however much I had, I forgot how much we had when we started, but it was not enough. It was very much not enough. I was not sure why I felt the need to do that. Oh, I know why. I wanted to kill the Dragonite Gnome. I was like, wondering why I was doing that, but it was because he's in first slot. 14 Dragonite? Nice. We need every bit of that, please. I need every single piece of Dragonite we can get. That means he high rolled quite a bit then. That means he did like a 50 or 100 drop there. Like I converted to 14 because that's actually quite a lot for a reduced guy. 14 Dragonite from a normal gnome like that? That means he probably rolled 100. And he got reduced down to that. Too bad that wasn't a wild Dragonite. I could really use 100 Dragonite. It's not quite an egg, but it'd help out quite a bit. Yeah, I need the Dragonite weapons after, but I'm not too worried about that. It's the RNG wall that's the biggest issue. The weapons just trickle in as you get them. Because once you have all the dragons, it's guaranteed how long it'll take to... Or, you know, like you only need, what, 2,400 Dragonite, I think? It's not like there's an RNG factor when doing the weapons and everything. The RNG only applies to getting the eggs hatched and everything. But once you have all 6 dragons, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there. It's just a matter of waiting until the rest of Dragonite rolls in after about a month. Yeah, it should be about a month of Dragonite, roughly. Like, once we get yellow dragons, about another month until we get everything. Whenever we do get them, we'll probably do a video for yellow dragon specifically. And then do a video for the 6-colored dragon plus the weapon. Not together, but do them both in one video. I don't think they really need 2 separate videos, but I do kind of want to still cover both. Because both of them are kind of average, but they both still have use cases. Biggest thing holding back the 6-colored dragon is, in most cases, Flower Dragon and Stellaryx are better options than it. And the weapon is very interesting. It's basically, honestly, I feel like the weapon is the strongest out of almost anything. Like, it's Yellow Dragon, then Weapon, then 6-colored Dragon. It's one of the few times where the 6-colored Dragon is almost, like, the least relevant one. Not the absolute least, obviously, but... It's surprisingly not the main reason why you go through it all for evil dragons. It's Yellow Dragon, highest priority, Weapon, second highest priority, and then him. And technically that's the order you would get them into, oddly enough. But the weapon is really good. It's basically like physical damage Ruby weapon. The one like Ruby true damage explodey weapon. It's the same kind of damage range, but it covers some drastically different colors. And it's just really, really, really effective. Like, the base damage on it is so high. So if you're doing it with a team that has armor tier and or just a lot of other physical damage, it works really well. Because the biggest issue with Ruby weapon is you can kind of only synergize it with other true damage. But this weapon does so much that you can synergize it with pretty much anything. But honestly, I almost feel like the weapon's the strongest of the 3. Like, Yellow Dragon is really, 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 really good. For obviously 4x silence curse. But the kind of things you could do with that weapon is honestly almost just as varied. As it replaces a lot of weapons you would otherwise use in the current state of the game. In almost every situation, it replaces Black Mana Roll, it replaces Ruby. It replaces pretty much any high damage yielding hit all enemy weapon. But the main exception being the ones that hit all enemies while converting to Doom Skull for a color. Like, aside from those, it replaces out almost every other hit all enemy weapon. There's still instances you would use Ruby, though, obviously, like with a pure true damage team. But it replaces almost every instance. You just need like a pure DPS weapon. With a few exceptions. And obviously Essence of Evil, if you're trying to do single target. Because one really bad thing about the weapon is it is full AoE, so you don't get, you don't get focus fire. But obviously you have Essence of Evil and stuff like that for that. Or Trick and Treat and other things. Yeah, you have to go in order of get the 6 dragons, then do the 2 lesser weapons, then create the bigger weapon, and then craft the 6 color dragon. That's the order you have to do all of them in. But the only RNG wall aspect is the dragon egg part. Everything after that's just guaranteed after X amount of time. Wow, we did it! No way! Can we get the triple? I just got a verse 3. We got a verse 3 on the first set. We got a verse 2 on the second set. I have never, ever, ever, since they nerfed the verse gnome rate into the ground, I have never gotten a back-to-back-to-back verse within a Palooza since then of the one we needed. But that's our second verse 3. One in the first one in the second. But let's see if we can do the third for the back-to-back-to-back. And honestly, if we do, I might need to go open another. Keep the streak going forever. Because basically, anytime that happens, we just got a free Palooza. Like, the Palooza we're doing right now is literally free. Like, it didn't even cost us anything. I thought that was the music for a second. Nope. But it's 2 free Paloozas today. Let's see if we can get a third. Which means every Palooza we would have done this whole stream would have been free. We didn't spend any resources at all. Effectively. But yeah, that isn't the first time I got the double. I think we've gotten a couple handful of times now. But I know for sure we've never ever gotten the triple. Well, we might tonight. We'll find out next Palooza. These doesn't quite count if we get them both in the same Palooza, even though that would be really good. Like, it still effectively does the same thing, but it's not quite the same thing if I get another one within this Palooza. It'd be great if we did. But it would have to be 3 different Paloozas. So I do want to see what our Volkey stack is after this one, not counting Pity. I haven't checked to see what our rate is for today. Because ideally what we're aiming for is 20 Volkeys and 2 epics per hour. Oh yeah, I didn't keep track of my epic number. Oh no! Oh well, Volkey's the more important one. These don't get that many epics anyways. But I completely forgot to track my epic number. Normally I put it to a solid number so it'd be easy to tell, but I forgot to do that today. But Volkey's the main one we're looking for. I remember to bring that to 0 if nothing else, so whatever we have is truly the Volkey number we got. But I forgot to keep a tracker for Epic Vault. It's not too big a deal, I almost never use them anyways. They just kind of keep stacking in a pile. Occasionally we'll throw down a few. Also when we run out of Volkeys and still want to run something like that. I always want to keep at least 1,000 reserve. If you ever wonder why I keep hoarding my epic Volkeys, I'm just hoping that they eventually add something unique or something different to their drop table. Or even buff it in general. As the value between epic Volkeys and Volkeys are kind of weird at the moment. I'd always thought that they would maybe get around to buffing them, but at this point it doesn't seem like they ever will. I still keep hoarding them out of that small chance one day. Hey, a level. It might end up happening. It feels weird seeing that level up screen. I've only seen it like 10 times since the update. Because there's been very few opportunities to actually see it because I don't level that much these days. Ever since we got level 2000, I haven't really cared about level that much. Oh, we hit the end. I've hit the end of the line. Alright, let's go do one more Palooza to see if we can get the back-to-back-to-back. Of getting a verse 3 every time of the one we needed to get the full refund. So we're at 14 pities right now. Plus, whatever we actually have. So it's 14 pities plus, wow. Wow? Wow. We're averaging 28 per Palooza? What's going on today? What is our RNG? I've only done 2 so far. I'm not sure what our epic vault keys are because unfortunately I don't have a tracker for it. But I don't think we even need to know what it is to see how many that is. Wow. But yeah, we're averaging 28 per. And you know we did 0 because we literally did it at the beginning. We did our 2 vault keys to get down to 0. We're averaging 28 vault keys per Palooza. Because we only ran 2 so far. And this will be our 3rd. It's hard to tell because our verse stack isn't moving because I keep getting a refund on it every time. But, that is crazy good. I'm not sure if I'm just clicking quick or that's just RNG or a combination of both, but wow, that is lucky. Even if we are clicking really quickly, that is absurdly above average luck. Unless we're getting like 0 epic vault keys, but even if we are, that's still above average luck. Anyways, let's go run one last Palooza. And if we get a verse 3 here, that will be the back-to-back-to-back verse 3, which we've never had before. Like the verse that we need getting pulled 3 times in a row for 3 verses in the very nerf state that the game's currently in. Because obviously we did that in the really buff state, but that was because it was guaranteed to happen. But ever since they Mega Ultra Deluxe nerfed it, we've never gotten to triple. Only doubles occasionally. So we'll see if we get it during this 15 minutes. I don't think we will. Mostly because the odds of it happening is pretty low. The fact we even got a double is already kind of rare. Well, you never know. Though if we do get it, that means this whole stream we would have spent 0 Paloozas. Because we would have gotten basically full refunded for all 3. Let's see if we can run the RNG. And that'll be the last thing we run through. So if anyone still has any other questions anyone want to go over, let me know. Because after this Palooza, we'll probably call it for tonight. I'll probably still be doing some other grinds, though, that we need to go do, like the PvP grind and stuff off stream. I just do want to go get 2nd or 1st place. Still got to go do dungeon. Obviously farm a little bit more gnomes around that time. I'll do that later tonight and tomorrow. As far as on-stream grind, this will be the last push for now. I gotta get some more Dragonite. I mostly want to do almost like normal Explore, just to see if I could find normal Dragonite Gnome and merchants. I actually want to do kind of minimal Paloozas this weekend. Mostly because Paloozas, while giving us a lot of loot, isn't quite giving me the loot I need. Because we really want to maximize Dragonite. The best thing to do is quick kill Explore on level 1. Killing every Dragonite Gnome we see, and claiming the Dragonite from every merchant we see, and every angel, of course. Because that's how we really get Dragonite if we want to push some Dragonite this weekend. It's not doing Paloozas, it's from spamming Explore 1 with the one-click Dust Devil team. You're going to get a lot less everything else, but you'll get a ton of Dragonite and other resources related to that. Like the Soul Gnome stuff like that. It's really good for souls, really good for Dragonite. Really good for anything that you might need from the merchant, such as deed books or, you know, deeds into deed books. As well as fighting Imperials if you're low on Imperials. I have 5 Dragonite. But yeah, that's why I said when we found the 14 earlier, I'm almost guaranteed that was a 100 drop. Because like 4 or 5 is what we kind of would expect from his normal rolls. So for him to drop his 14 by killing him near instantly means he rolled something really high. Like 50, 80, 100, not sure. But something pretty high. Because most of these are only going to be giving us like 3, 4, 5. Like that guy just gave us 5. So I'm pretty sure our 14 drop that we got earlier was a 100 roll. Downgraded obviously because of the event. Also Curse Gnome, nice. That also gets reduced, but we do need some Curse Shards here and there. 2 of them's not a lot, but his drop is normally only like 10 to 15, I believe. So of course it's going to get reduced pretty far. 2 more for the stack. Though one thing, oddly enough, that does give you quite a bit of curse runes. I'm actually surprised, Underspire, I mean. Like the curse rune drops you end up getting there between the room and everything. Like it's actually a pretty sizable amount, given that you don't really get too much from other things. The best method for it is similar to Dragonite Gnome, though, where you would just go and do Explore 1 for Vault Event Weekend, like right now. I wouldn't be doing it for Curse Runes, obviously, but, you know, it is a byproduct of doing it. I believe the Curse Rune guy is about the same rarity as finding a Dragonite guy. They're both pretty rare. But they both have about the same chance of appearing of that relatively rare drop table. And of course, when you find them in the wild and explore, you get the full value when you're doing it outside of Palooza. Which for the Cursed Gnome guy is like 10 to 15. I believe Dragonite Gnome is what, 20 to 100? Somewhere around there? I just forget because I haven't found too many wild ones lately. So I kind of forget what his full range is. I'm just starting to get quite a few things about Gems of War occasionally. It's because it's been so long. From like 11 years of various things, with some things changing as well and stuff like that. Definitely starting to forget a handful of things here and there. Because I know the first 2 or 3 years, I was like on everything as far as memorizing everything in the game. But now it's starting to get so much that I'm starting to forget some things. Either because I haven't done it recently, or because it's been like literally like 10 or 11 years since it got, you know, changed. Or implemented. Not that feature though, but you know, some features in the game. Yeah, it's not looking good. I don't think we're going to get the back-to-back-to-back. But there's still time. We still got like half the Palooza left. But so far we haven't even seen a Verse Gnome, let alone the Verse Gnome we need to find to finish out the triple. But if we do find it, that means we spent 0 Paloozas tonight. Which is kind of crazy. But even if we don't find it, we only spent 1 tonight. That's still pretty good. For to be able to do 3 Paloozas. Oh yeah, this is another thing you get as well. I don't really need it that much, but it does convert to gold. You get a ton of glory when you do normal Explorer. Like, you know, Vault Event Explorer with no Palooza going. These glory gnomes can drop as much as 1,000 glory each. 1,000 glory converts to, how much gold is that again? I actually forget. It converts to like tens of thousands of gold. I actually forget what the ratio is now. But of course, every 300 of that gold you can convert into one of those packs. So 1,000 glory is 3 of those packs. Because you end up getting glory keys from it, you get gold keys, but most importantly, you get gold. You have to do it when it's 300 rather than 400 though, otherwise you get less value. The 400 ones are good if you need arcanes, but the 300 one is best if you're converting in a ton. As you get way more gold and keys that way. Since you're spending 100 less per set. Because I've been sitting way too much today. I never keep streaming a lot in a given day. I really need to start going for a walk in the morning. I used to quite a bit, but it's been so cold lately, so I haven't really been. But I've been sitting in this chair for like almost 8 hours straight now. Not counting grabbing dinner. It's definitely getting sore. As long as you like stretch and exercise in the morning, it doesn't end up doing that as much. But yeah, I'm not sure why our Volkey numbers have been so good. The fact that we averaged 28 for the last two is crazy high. We haven't been that lucky on Volt Weekend in a very long time. I'm curious to see what the number is after this set. Because I don't feel like this set has been doing as good as for Volkeys. This one's a lot more average, if not below average. But the first two averaging 28 is kind of insane. Anything over 25 is insanely high for one Volt, or, you know, for one Palooza. Not counting Pity, of course. I'm just talking about the actual, like, Volkey drops. I guess for my guesstimation, I've always considered, like, 20 Volt keys and 2 Epic Volt keys is about the average. So if we're getting 25 plus Volt keys, that is quite a bit already above average. Assuming you're using a quick kill team like this, of course. That varies heavily for rolling teams and other things that are a bit slower. Because those numbers are, of course, assuming, you know, the best possible Dust Devil quick kill with Ironhawk. Luckily, this team only needs 2 Ironhawks, not 3. The one for verse farming requires 3, and, you know, merchant farming and all that. And, like, you know, getting those other gnomes. But the one for Paloozas luckily only requires 2, not 3. So the place that is most important to grind, you only need 2 for. You'd easily get away with this team on Explore 1 as well. It's just, you need an extra click each time, which is kind of annoying. It's not that much slower. It's just annoying that you have to cast 2 instead of 1. But the actual speed isn't too big a difference if you're quick at doing it. But of course you do eventually want that 3rd Ironhawk. But the nice thing about double Ironhawk is you can use the double Ironhawk, use it on Vault Event weekends, then use the profit that you get from double Ironhawk to afford a 3rd Ironhawk. So use the double Ironhawk as an investment for your 3rd, and then you use all those to get every other mythic in the game. Or at least to work towards them, obviously. Of course you'll be using other keys and stuff like that to get most of them. But, you know, for like diamonds, stuff like that, it's really good for farming those. As well as every resource that Vault Events grind would end up giving. Glory, Souls, Dragonite, those Darkstone things, the Mine Runes. Vault Keys, Epic Vault Keys. There's various keys in general between Gem, Event, and everything. Glory, Souls, I already mentioned those. Gold, even. Well, this isn't, like, great for gold, though. Like, you do get gold from Vault Keys, Epic Vault Keys, and from Paloozas. But gold farming teams do actually beat out the gold rate that you get from these. The only exception is if you're just doing Palooza after Palooza after Palooza. Because if you're just spamming Paloozas, the gold that you get per hour from spamming 4 Paloozas is higher than any gold farming team when accounting for all the Vault Keys when you open them. But if you put into consideration the time to get the verses, then I believe gold farming teams still end up beating it out a little. But it's mostly because gold farming teams mostly only farm gold, obviously. Whereas farming for verses and doing the Paloozas farms for a ton of things. But it's hard to really compare any one-to-one resource for Paloozas. Because yes, it might be worse gold. Like, you know, gold farming, or, you know, gold farming team is better gold than doing verse farming plus then doing the Paloozas. But, you know, when you take the full accumulation of everything you get while doing verse farming into the Paloozas, it's obviously way higher. Like, if you compare one resource like gems or gold or whatever else, it won't look as good. But, you know, when you compare it to literally everything you're getting, then obviously it beats out anything in the entire game by a mile. Like, it's not even close. It's actually crazy how broken Paloozas are. Even after, like, 5+ nerfs, however many they've done these days, I've lost track. Even after every nerf they've done to Palooza, they are still the most broken thing to ever be conceptualized for this game. What if we just gave everyone infinite loot, but it only occurred for 3 days? Because it is pretty easy to actually get more loot during a Palooza event than you do the other 27 days of a month. Like, not counting Tribute. But not counting Tribute, and like a few other small things, you legitimately get more loot during the 3 days of a Palooza than you do the other 27 days of a month on average. I say on average because obviously every day, month doesn't have 30 days, but you know. Actually, what is the average amount of days in a month? Isn't it like 29 point something? Or is it like 30 point something? Oh no, we didn't get the triple. Yeah, today's not the day. We got like a double for the 3rd or 4th time, but we weren't able to get the triple. Because we got verse 3 in the first set, verse 3 in the second set, but we weren't able to get verse 3 in the 3rd set. Ironically, given that's verse 3. Alright, how many vault keys did we get? How? I'm about to divide this number by 3. 85 divided by 3. It is 28.3 repeating. We started at 0 keys. I did 3 Paloozas. We're averaging over 28 vault keys per Palooza. And on top of that, we got 2 epic vault keys too, so it's not like we're not getting any epics, because we had 1620 here when I checked earlier. That's 1622. So not only did we get 2 epic vault keys, but we're averaging 28.3 vault keys in 3 Paloozas. That is so crazy. And if you count all the pity that we have over 100 vault keys just from 3 Paloozas. That is so good. That might be my highest 3 Palooza loot ever. And we got a refund on 2 of them too, so we only spent 1 Palooza for 3 Paloozas. And left with over 100 vault keys. And like 5 or 6 epic vault keys. I'm not sure the exact number. The last one gave us 2. But assuming with how many vault keys we got, we should have gotten about 6 epic vault keys. I'm not sure the exact number. But it should have been about 6. And we're averaging 28.3 normal vault keys. That is so, so good. I almost want to keep going for now. But for now, I do want to go grab dinner, as I wasn't able to grab too much earlier. As we're just grabbing something quick between the 2 streams. But we will grind a little bit more off stream. As far as next Gems of War stream, it will be Monday night. We will be mostly going over the new campaign, which of course comes out on Monday after this timer. As far as things to end up completing out, don't forget that this is the final 2 days that you can get points for the current Lunar New Year event. So anything you want to do for this, make sure to go and grab it, as some of these rewards will not be available for a while. This won't be available till next year. The armor, the troop won't be available for a couple months. Could be as early or it could be as late as the June Mythic before you can start to find this in, you know, normal drop table. This thing you can find a pet drop table pretty much immediately, but still advise getting just to not have to deal with it, especially for how valuable 500 points is just to basically get a max pet orb for a pet. And then the 1 power orb if you want it for what might be another power orb mythic coming in the next few months. You never know, as that's around when Maelstrom Dagannoth came out last year. And beyond that, yeah, we got the Wednesday pet for next Wednesday. Don't forget to go get it. The Lunar New Year pet of the year, the horse, on this Wednesday. And of course, don't forget today, if you didn't already grab it, the free Valentine's Day. It's right over here on the Valentine's Day calendar. For another 4.5 hours is still available. It's mostly just 50 gems. 50 gems Celestial, some trait stones. Don't forget to grab it if you haven't already. It's a little bit hidden since this doesn't normally pop up as much, especially when it's free. But definitely make sure to go click that and grab your free gems if you didn't already. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. We will be back Monday night as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about an hour and a half prior to now on Monday. And other than that, we will have the Monday video around noon or a little bit earlier than that. And we'll be going over maybe some spoilers for the upcoming patch, hopefully. They should hopefully be making a post on it. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't yet. Because there's a good chance, not this week's Tuesday, but next week's Tuesday is probably the patch. So the fact we haven't gotten something on the Astral Spires yet is kind of weird. Also, we haven't gotten the other weekly thing yet. Well, we'll get that tomorrow night. I'll go over that on Monday. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Have a wonderful weekend. And good Vault Event weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.